this is a funny moment that I think you're going to enjoy. I wonder if they regret like putting anybody who's not on the team on Fox. Like it just like the idea, like right now, incidentally, a judge ruled that the defamation case, $1.6 billion case, can go forward. This is going forward. Fox is going to have to address this. The real question is going to be like, how far up the chain does the liability go? And that's really going to be the question, I think, with this case. But and the jury, incidentally, plaintiff can ask for 1.6 billion, but the jury can go like, well, we're going to make it 2 or 3. So they're freaking out over at Fox News. And this was a sort of wonderful example of, this almost reminds me like they're all saying like, it's wrong to get COVID shots. It's wrong to stay at home. Meanwhile, we're on like separate camera feeds and we're all doing our show from home. Here is the 5. And Pete Hegseth, this is the guy who doesn't believe in washing his hands, right? Because he wants to build like immunity to whatever.
Filling in for, I guess, Jesse Waters, the guy who took out the air of his intern's tires. He could have a romantic advance on
Intern
her.
wife.
Oh, now wife, yeah.
And here he is really railing against colleges. It's a real waste, of course. But what he's really saying, it's a waste for you. And I don't mean that like figuratively. He means it literally. Listen to this.
A report by Georgetown University found that 16% of high school grads earn more than half of people with bachelor degrees. Why waste $200,000 then?
You shouldn't. Charlie Kirk wrote a book called College is a Scam. He's right. It's an educational cartel that's extorting students and taxpayers and raising their prices every single year. The government helps them do that. They've got endowments well beyond what they need to charge. And in the process, you get to send your kid to them and they indoctrinate them. So you spend years.
Pause it for 1 second. We should be clear here. Like, you know, colleges are too expensive. He should be advocating for a free, at the very least, a free option in every state, which is going to drive the price. You know, it's going to create price pressure down on a lot of these the universities, because if you got a free option for a high quality education, a lot of people are going to choose it. That's not where he's going with this. It's basically just like it's a Christian conservative lament, but it gets a little bit more complicated for him.
They've got endowments well beyond what they need to charge. And in the process, you get to send your kid to them and they indoctrinate them. So you spend years forming and molding them into a person that works hard and believes in God and loves this country. And then you send them off to socialist camp and you get a Bernie Sanders supporter. Just stop. Like, stop sending them. Stop paying for it. Stop sending money to your alma mater. I have a new rule. The more elite the university and advanced that a graduate is, the dumber they are. The less likely I am to trust them. If you went to the Ivy League, prove to me that you have any common sense at all.
You went Ivy League, right?
Yes, and I sent one of my degrees back for a reason.
For you.
Because we should stop supporting this cartel. Stop giving our money to them and find real causes, like K through 12 classical Christian schools or places that actually form minds as opposed to indoctrinate them.
Pause it. Actually form minds instead of as opposed to indoctrinate. Pete Hegseth, Bachelor of Arts at Princeton University.
Ooh.
There's really like no more like elite Ivy League. And then in 2013, he received a master's of public policy from the JFK School of Government at Harvard.
Oh, so
University.
he went back to the Ivy League 10 years after.
A little school outside of Boston, huh?
Yeah.
No, there's two things that's amazing about this. One, his inability to articulate the higher education prove to me that you're not an idiot. You went and if you like you Ivy League, like convince me you're not a freaking moron.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pete. Your time starts now. Let's go.
So
you need to send your kids to a religious school where they never indoctrinate kids.
That's what they're known for not doing, not indoctrinating those religious schools. Do you think that they just want to gatekeep regular people out of these institutions and they pretend that they're indoctrination factories so they could just be expensive schools that funnel the wealthy into the most high power jobs.
100%.
Yeah, I think so.
This is all just about, listen, higher education is for wealthy elite people.
Yeah.
We will let some other people come in a little bit to justify things. But in the main, you're all going to be service workers for us.
Right, exactly.
Some of you may make a lot of money. Like if you become a plumber or electrician, you start your own business, you can make a lot of money. At the end of the day, you're going to service us. You're getting uppity, everybody.
Yeah. Enough.
And if you are going to go to a college, don't come to our elite ones. Go to the ones that will indoctrinate you, the Christian colleges, right? Not the public ones either, because we're trying to undermine public colleges as an institution.
I like how he sent his degree back too.
Oh yes, and I'm sure it was the master's, not his BA.
But either way, so
Yeah.
you don't have the piece of paper anymore? Like what?
Did they rescind it?
Do you
Yeah.
do you take it off of your resume? That's I mean, do you keep it off your resume?
It's the equivalent of like him getting some bill in the mail and ripping it up and like I don't know money anymore, right?
It's even
Never went to college.
it's just like so like who cares? You sent your I sent my degree back. So I showed them.
And just
And it screwed up the mail system at their
they were like,
institution.
why am I getting this back?
Ground to a halt. What are we going to do with this? Everybody, we need a faculty meeting. We've got to figure out what to do with Pete Hegseth's degree. Everybody freeze what you're doing, and we got to figure this out.
He sent it back for some reason.
Yeah, so
like it's returnable.
Is Ted Cruz going to send back his degree to
Yeah,
Princeton?
from Princeton.
Is Ron DeSantis going to send back his degree from Yale? Donald Trump going to send back his degree from Penn? I mean, all of these guys went to freaking Ivy League schools. All of them went there.
Hey, folks, one of the biggest challenges we have in today's media world is how do I become an educated media consumer? And for me, what helps me understand what's happening with stories out there and how it's being reported, I use Ground News. What it does is it breaks down how a story is being covered, both on ideological lines, left, center, right, and in terms of corporate, non-corporate media. It's all there, very transparent. It gives you the opportunity to look at how a story is being covered internationally by neighboring countries or countries around the globe. It also has this feature called blind spots, where you can see if there's a story that is being covered more by the left or the right, you can start to see how media narratives are built. It's a fascinating site. It's a really helpful tool to educate yourself on media. Ground.news/majority. Try it for yourself. It's going to enhance both your understanding of the news today and long term. It's going to build your ability to be a better media consumer. Check it out. Ground.news/majority.